This video is going to be all about the knuckle dusters, and I'm going to be attempting to answer what I believe to be a controversial question. Stick around. Being a channel that talks a lot about self-defense and combatives, I get sent things like this to review and put in front of the camera. But what I'm focused on more than anything is subject matter more than I am simple product reviews, such as reviewing a pair of steel knuckles. And I will be putting these on display in this video, but I mainly want to focus on attempting to answer one question in particular, and that is, when is it relevant to use knuckles in self-defense? Is it relevant at all? Right now, I've probably got a myriad of you saying it's never relevant to use those things. They will get you locked up. You're asking for trouble, and I understand that. And in past videos, I have talked about how highly regulated these things are. Others will say there's so many other things to choose from that you can carry and defend yourself with, whether it be a firearm, whether it be pepper spray, whether it be a taser, whether it be a knife. But at the end of the day, people have got to carry what they feel the most confident using. Not everybody is into firearms. Not everybody is comfortable with it. Not everybody is into knives. Some are not confident or comfortable with knives. People are drawn to different things for different reasons. That's why there is, thankfully, so much to choose from, and a lot of people choose to carry knuckles. One of the problems with knuckles is the stigma attached to them. It's commonly associated with thug life, but as I covered in a past video, knuckles were actually carried in the past by President Lincoln's guards. So I'll answer the question, when is it relevant to use knuckles? It's relevant to use knuckles if that is the self-defense weapon that you have chosen to carry and you feel like you need them as an equalizer to survive. As I established early on, some people carry knuckles because they feel more drawn to that as a self-defense option, and they feel confident in their ability to use them. Are there a lot of regulations attached to knuckles? Yep, there are. There are a lot of regulations attached to these, more so than other self-defense items, but you'll be surprised how many regulations you deal with if you have to use any of those things. If you're going to carry knuckles, if you're going to use knuckles for self-defense, count the cost, because there is more red tape. And some people are willing to count that cost and take that risk, being the fact that they feel more confident in their ability to succeed with these. But I will take a moment to put these on display. They are very nice, but I can tell you they're not going to be for anybody with an XL glove size and up. These are from edcweapon.com. These are their Constantine knuckles. I want to put this in front of the camera and just let you get a good look at those. As you can see, you've got different size finger holes here. I pulled these out a few days ago and I tried slipping them in backwards. I was like, oh no, my hands are too big for these. But then I realized you just turn them around, and that was for your pinky. Each hole reduces with the size of your fingers for a perfect fit. Now, I have a large glove size. This fits me perfectly. These fit perfect. If my hand was any bigger, I wouldn't be able to get inside of these rings. This is not for people who have gigantic fingers, but if you have a large glove size or medium glove size, you're going to do very well with these. But I want to put those on display one more time. These are really nice. I'll provide a link in the description. If you're one of those that says a lot of brass knuckles or steel knuckles are too big for you, you may want to consider these. These beautiful knuckles are made of 304 stainless steel, just rock solid, good looking stuff. I'm just not the type of person to criticize what they feel like they need to carry in order to feel a little bit more safe in a world where equalization is often needed. And listen, as far as people being a menace to society with these things, look, man, you can be a menace to society with anything. I can take a stick and sharpen it down to a handheld spear. I can take a butter knife, a fork. I can take anything and make it a dangerous weapon and be a menace to society. We are the weapon. And we should never disarm responsible people on account of irresponsible people. A lot of people feel like it's relevant to use knuckles in self-defense because they feel like they're already good with their hands, and this is just an upgrade. I tackled a few myths about knuckles in a recent video, and one of those myths was only cowards use these things. Well, I disagree with that, because there are times in life where we may have to go up against somebody who is much larger than us, much stronger than us, much more equipped physically, and somebody's not a coward just for using an equalizer in situations like that. It is to be understood that this is a deadly weapon, and anybody who uses knuckles better have a good case. You better have a good case as to why you chose this and why you used them. But I could say that about everything. I could say that about a firearm. I could say that about a knife. I could say it about pepper spray. It's just the same across the board. The bottom line is people carry the things they are drawn to and feel they could use in a real life situation. As I've said in other videos, there's parts of the country where these are not as regulated, and there's parts where they are highly regulated. So you have to take all of that into consideration. If brass knuckles are highly regulated where you live, it might be relevant to choose something else, unless you feel like this is what it takes for you to survive, but that's your choice. So the answer to this question is the same across the board. It's relevant to use anything you need to in self-defense when you are drawn to that item and you feel like that's what you need in order to properly defend yourself. And if it's something that you are comfortable enough to carry and use if the time comes. I know this comment section is going to be on fire with opinions, and I'm good with that, but I will tell you where I stand. I am all about freedom. I am all about the freedom to protect yourself and to live responsibly. I believe true freedom is the ability to do what you ought more than it is what you want necessarily. That being said, you ought to defend yourself, you ought to defend your loved ones, and you ought to take time to consider the things that you feel like you need to do that successfully. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.